think? Oh, are you resetting the thing?
It's reset.
Okay, cool. So the timer.
Hey.
Do you think we need to do some like elaborate jokey intro for this one, like we normally do?
Yeah,
or-
I actually wrote this essay that I really want to talk about.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 10.5 of Straight to Series. My name is Connor, and that is Ian, and this is our Avengers Endgame spoiler review.
This is going to be spoiler-tastic.
Yeah,
If you have not seen Endgame,
leave.
turn around now.
Don't listen to this, don't watch this, because honestly, I feel upset for you if you have this movie spoils.
We love this movie.
Yeah,
Honestly, if you're going to see it, do not watch this or listen to this.
no, come back.
Because we're going to ruin it for you now.
Yeah, watch our main podcast, obviously. Watch, listen, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Do that indeed.
And then when you're finished, come back and
Yes.
and listen to this. This is our third time attempting to shoot this.
Yes. So the first the episode we did,
Yeah.
we do a non-spoiler review.
Yeah.
And we don't ruin anything for you. We
Yeah.
just tell you our thoughts and how we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
This one we're going to do the same, except details.
Spoilers. Details.
So many details.
Juicy details. So we are spoiling it now. Leave. We'll give a moment of silence.
You've been warned.
You have been warned. Okay. Spoilers begin now.
Iron Man's dead.
Iron Man is dead. Oh, no. You know what? The first time we recorded this, we kind of jumped to the end. Maybe we start from the beginning this time. You know?
Sure.
Yeah, we start from the
Okay.
beginning.
Iron Man's fucking
No,
dead.
no. That happened at the end, Ian. That happened at the
I
end.
know.
We gotta go back. Boy, oh boy, this movie's fucking great.
There's so much to unpack.
So much to unpack.
But it's great. I loved it.
From the very beginning, like, it opens with, before there's the Marvel logo, before anything, you know? It just goes right in, and it's Hawkeye's family, you know?
Yes. I didn't think they'd start with Hawkeye.
I thought, I did
Really,
think
yeah.
the movie was going to start there. Because I was thinking, how do you, number one, bring Hawkeye back into this movie?
Without showing before the snap.
Yeah.
And yeah, actually.
And
when
number-
you say it
yeah,
out
and-
loud, I can.
Yeah, and then number two, if his family gets dusted, which was everyone's theory, that his family
Yes.
got dusted and that's why he was Ronin or whatever, what a way to show the consequences of the snap in just a short, succinct scene, you know?
Yes, and also to show such as, we see the snap.
Mhm.
It's all superheroes.
Yeah.
Really, just after the battle of Thanos. The only
Yeah.
thing we see that's real is at the post-credit scene, isn't it?
That's when we see normal people.
Yeah,
going,
when we see Samuel L. Jackson, or
Yeah.
Nick Fury,
Yeah,
and Kobe Smulders. What's her name in it?
Maria Hill.
Maria Hill.
Yeah.
That's the only time you get to see actual normal people with the helicopter
Totally.
going into the skyscraper
Totally.
and all like that.
Yeah.
But now we just see a family in a park.
Yeah, and
It's
not
great.
not do we just see a family, only one person of the family is left
It's
afterwards.
horrible.
And you can just imagine the devastation,
You see it.
especially because not knowing what's going on.
And at the start, as an audience, you know exactly what happened, because when the camera pans back, it's just dust. You don't get to see her fade, his
Yeah.
daughter.
No, you don't.
And he's like, Angie, or whatever her name is.
Yeah, I think it begins with an M or
Is it?
something.
I don't
yeah.
know. And then he turns, he's like, babe,
Yeah,
babe. He says babe around 15 times,
Yeah.
babe.
but
Babe,
it's just so
It's
lost.
horrible.
Yeah, it's a horrible scene, and that's when you get the Marvel logo.
Yes.
And then from one scene to another, Tony Stark and Nebula on this ship.
That was fun.
And one thing,
Funner than I thought it was going to be.
so did I enjoyed it a lot more.
Nebula, Karen
Gillan.
Gillan or Gillian.
Karen Gillian
Is
or
there,
Gillan.
I think there's an I.
Killed it.
She's so good as Nebula.
She's really good. In I really liked her in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah.
She has that great scene.
She has time to pop.
She does.
She really does,
She's
yeah.
and she has that great scene in it. Like, she's all right throughout a lot of it, but she has that great scene where Thanos was like, where she's talking to Gamora, and she's like, every time I lost to you, Thanos would come and he would replace another part of my body,
to
you know?
upgrading the hardware.
Yeah, or upgrading the hardware to try and beat you, and I never could. And that's a great scene.
And she essentially becomes a guardian
Yeah, she does.
at the end
She
of that
really,
movie.
she really shines in this movie. She's so good.
Yeah.
I really like Nebula by the end of this, and I didn't think I would ever have strong feelings about Nebula.
Well, I really liked her after the second Guardians. I
Yeah.
really liked her. And when I seen the first film, I was like, oh yeah, she's a cool character.
Yeah.
She nails it. Karen Gillian, as we're saying. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I didn't have strong feelings about her.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't love her or hate her. She was
Yeah.
just there. But by the end of Guardians 2, I was like, shit, she's a really good character.
Yeah.
And the opening with her and
And Tony,
Tony
yeah,
is so good.
they're playing the kick thing, and she's
Yeah.
just taking it so seriously, and Tony's just explaining it. But something they do really well in the trailers is they CGI make Tony look gaunt and thin and
Yes,
everything.
yeah, like malnourished.
Yeah.
The lack of oxygen, like,
Exactly.
nearly kills him.
And they don't do that in the trailers, and it's a really nice touch when you.
I was shocked.
Yeah, when you
when I
open
seen
the
that.
movie and you're sort of looking at him, and you're like, he doesn't look okay.
Yeah, the
and then,
bones in his shoulders.
Yeah,
When I first started noticing it in his
yeah.
back and his shoulder blades, I was
And-
like, what? Wait.
and then you get the first scene where he's talking to the helmet, and everyone knows what that scene is.
Yes.
You've all seen the trailer, but then you see it, and all of a sudden, because he's like obviously been CGI'd, it looks great by the way, to look so gaunt and thin and everything, you almost all of a sudden all your expectations even then are being subverted. You know, you thought they were going to make you care because Tony Stark's in space. No, they're going to make you care because Tony Stark is clearly dying
Yeah,
in space.
he's fading away.
He is losing himself.
And afterwards, when they save him, when Captain Marvel, shows up,
saves him. You don't. I'm not. We're both not fans of that, really.
when I was watching the movie, I realized that that was who was going to save him.
Yeah,
It
totally.
was going to be Captain Marvel,
Totally.
and I was so let down when I realized before she showed up. I was just like, "Oh shit,
Yeah,
it's going to be her."
I was the same. I was like, oh, I didn't. In my head, I figured it out. It was going to be her,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay. I was like, I didn't want it to be her, but I get why it was, and that's fine. I've accepted that now. But there's such great moments between Nebula and him when they're building stuff, and when like he offers the food to her, and she turns around and gives it to him, and he literally sprawls out on the floor, essentially dead, and she puts him up and she puts the coat around. Oh, it's a great scene.
Yeah, it's really good. What I was saying is afterwards how sickly he looks.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he's had a stroke. He even speaks that way. His speech is slurred, isn't it?
It is slurred.
I didn't think it would go that far.
No, I didn't think you would ever see him so weak.
So weak,
Yeah.
yeah. He looks so feeble. And then even when you take away his speech, it makes him not sound less intelligent even,
Yeah.
you know? It's taking everything away.
Yeah, it's exactly it. He can't formulate what he wants to say. And you know Tony, he's a motor mouth and he's a genius.
And
you
he
know?
loves it.
Yeah, he always knows what to say or what to do in a time. And he's so devastated by it all that when he's brought back down by Captain Marvel or whatever, and he sees Cap and he fucking goes after Cap. He's furious at Captain America. And it's one of the best acted scenes in the whole movie. Robert Downey Jr. kills it throughout this whole movie.
I think the best performance in the whole movie goes to him.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Now, it is because the character... the script allows him to be the best actor in the movie as well. Like that moment at the end, I'm skipping again, but like I mean, it
is in a movie of great performances. His stands out as the greatest.
Yes,
mainly, he has the I mean, the MCU Phase 1 is Iron Man's story arc, you know, and this movie is the perfect end to Iron Man. You know.
It really is.
Captain America being a close second of the story arcs, you know, in terms of like character growth and story arcs and everything. It would probably go Iron Man, Captain America, and then maybe Thor afterwards.
It'd have to be,
or Hulk, because
I would say Thor, because Thor had his own trilogy.
Yeah,
you know, like Loki's nearly in the same amount of movies as Hulk.
But I would say Thor has gone through more in Ragnarok, Infinity War, and Endgame than almost any of his other movies. You know?
Yeah,
actually, the original Thor, Dark World, you can sort of count out. You know,
well, his mother dies in it though.
Yeah, and we find, and funny enough, I never thought I would say Endgame makes Dark World a better movie, but it does.
That's like such a good point.
It does.
Yes, 'cause
makes it a better movie.
That's my least favorite Marvel movie. I think anyway.
It's the only Marvel movie I never saw in theaters. We were talking about this.
Sadly, it is a movie, Marvel movie that I did see in the theater.
Yeah.
And I sat beside a guy who loved it.
Yeah.
And it pissed me off even more because I was watching the movie and I was like, oh shit.
How can you like this?
This is getting worse and then worse again. And then this dude was just eating it up.
Oh, terrible. Anyway, let's go back to a good movie. Tony Stark freaks out and he gives him the thing and he's like, I needed you here and you weren't here. How can you live with yourself after that? Yeah. And then they put him down and then they have the clip that everyone saw, you know, let's go get the son of a bitch. That was a clip that was released of them all talking about it.
Yeah, have you seen that? Isn't that's the end of Captain Marvel as well, isn't it? The
post-credit scene? It's different. Captain Marvel's post-credit scene is them. We've lost the signal.
Yeah,
and she arrives. So technically speaking, she actually arrived on Earth, found out that the signal had stopped, and then went up to get Tony.
Yeah.
which is strange. How could she find them? But whatever,
Yeah, I
you
know.
know. I'm not going to question that too much. But this is a scene where you sort of, they're all the Avengers and you're enjoying it, and Captain Marvel is there as well.
Yes.
I mean, she's good. I like her in this scene.
Yeah, she's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever Captain Marvel comes up, we're gonna either sound, you know, it's exactly how I was describe her movie. She's okay. She's totally fine.
She's okay, and I'm not even blaming it. It's not it's the character's just too fucking strong. And she's also too confident. They make her extremely confident when everybody's weak and feeble in that and second guessing themselves. She walks in and goes, "Who's the son of a bitch? I need to slap around." You know, essentially that's how she comes in.
It's an unlikable quality in anyone. You know, it's funny enough in Drax, he's confident he can beat anyone, and it's played for laughs. Yeah. Captain Marvel has the same mentality as Drax the Destroyer.
Now, also after the first movie, we get to see Drax get handed his own ass. You know, Ronan, not Ronan.
Ronan, yeah, Ronan the Accuser.
Ronan the Accuser, yeah. Beats the shit out of him. And then you kind of get to see his human side, really.
Yeah, you need characters like that need to be humbled so that you can like them.
Yes,
you know?
Exactly.
I mean, we already liked Drax in the first movie because he was funny or whatever, but you don't engage and empathize with him until he can't avenge his daughter, and that's when you peel things back. Like Captain Marvel is just fucking milquetoast, you know, and this whole the campaign of her being so powerful or whatever, it puts a real stinker on everything.
It's the worst thing about her is how powerful she is, because it ruined the end of the movie.
Not because she can't be powerful, not because
too powerful. I mean, there's no struggle at the end of Captain Marvel.
No.
I think that's the only Marvel movie that ends with no struggle.
Yeah, totally.
She literally realizes her full potential and then is smiling. She's woohooing. I'm pretty sure she woohoos while going through like spaceships.
Yeah. Funny enough, someone on another podcast was saying Captain Marvel becomes bearable the second she turns CGI. Because that's when she does all the cool stuff, you know, that you want to see. But it's just this whole thing where she's like, Marvel have left no debate for it. She is unequivocally the most powerful, you know?
Yes.
And it's not a fun area to work in, you know? That's the cool thing about superheroes, you know? You have it in the first movie. If Hulk and Thor fight each other, I think Thor would win. I think Hulk would win, and all this stuff back and forth, you know? When Iron Man and Captain America fight, Iron Man would kick his ass, and it's like, I don't know. If Captain America gets him on the ground, he has him in a hand-to-hand combat fight, you know? With Captain Marvel, it's like, I don't know, Captain Marvel and Hulk fight. Well, Captain Marvel wins. They've told us that she'll win.
Well, what about if Thanos headbutts her?
Yeah, she'll win. She wins.
She'll smile.
I will say, it is cool when Thanos fucking knocks her out with the Power Stone. It's a very cool moment, but again, shows how overpowered she is. Like, it is mainly because it's bad writing. That's actually the problem with Captain Marvel. Saying she's the most powerful, unequivocally bad writing. This has turned into a Captain Marvel thing, but whatever.
Well, do you not think as well this is Marvel trying to... what's the word I'm looking for?
Pander.
Yeah, pander, but also just to make sure, hammer home that this is a new era of Hollywood where women can be the action hero.
Yeah.
And yet, so their way of doing this is, let's make her the most powerful
is going
superhero.
To extremes. Yeah.
And it's way too extreme. I was going to that movie no matter what.
Yeah, same.
It's a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to that movie.
Yeah.
It's a female superhero. It makes no difference to me. I want to see that movie. I want to see her kick ass.
Totally.
But when you make the character too powerful, I can feel the overtones of them just like going, hey, look, see, we're feminists too.
Yeah, she's impossibly. Like, it takes the fun out of a lot of things. Like I was saying, everything bad about her is bad writing. You know, it's you know, if she's the most powerful unequivocally, well, that's no fun. That's bad writing as well. If she is this overconfident character and she will never be humbled, that's bad writing as well.
Yes,
because she can't be defeated.
And also, even think of Thanos. If in Infinity War, if we didn't get to see Thor put that axe into his chest, we would have never seen him struggle. Yeah, you know, that way. Like,
I mean, he struggled a bit, but like,
he took a few punches off Hulk and then handed him his ass as well. And I know he struggles. Well, actually,
Yeah,
true.
he struggles
when Mantis got on him.
Yeah, but and then when he's fighting all the Avengers or whatever, I know he has the line, all that for a drop of blood. And he has the thing.
It's
but
a great line though at the
is.
same time.
Yeah, but
Tony puts up some fight.
Yeah, but they all put up this fight, but I think it's one of those things where when he gets hit in the chest by Thor, you know that they stood a chance of beating him. That's what's cool.
He's shocked himself.
He's shocked
because he was so confident.
Yeah.
And then when he sees it, when he pushes it in a little bit further, and the shock and the pain in his face, and he's like, "Oh fuck!
You should have gone for the head." Classic. By the way, when Thor gets a second chance, what? Cuts
straight off
when he finds out
home run.
This is it's such a great scene. It shocked me, shocked everyone.
My jaw was on the ground.
Didn't expect this to happen. Yeah, because he's like, they all bust in and capture him. A cool scene actually when they bust in and save him
because he's in bits.
He's ruined.
And then we find out it's because he destroyed the Infinity Stones.
Not only is he in bits, one of the best things ever is they get in there. First thing Thor does, cuts off his arm. It's so cool. He instantly cuts off his arm.
So he cannot do anything with the Infinity Stones.
And then they flip it over and they're like, because they tracked him because there was a power surge on this place.
That's it, yes.
And the power surge was him destroying the stones.
Yeah.
And then, Nebula's like, my father's one thing, but he's not a liar. And the second Thor knows that he's not a liar, he kills him instantly.
God.
Yeah.
I was so shocked. And I was like, where is this movie going to go?
What are you doing?
I was also
going
thinking.
For the head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, okay, so there's going to be loads of time travel.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, Thanos is not going to be a part of it.
Yeah, when's he going to recover and everything like this? And then they kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they kill him, I was like, so is that all that? Like, I was thinking, oh fuck, they just swindled us all.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be a part of any more of the story. I actually thought that at first.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. I didn't know how they were going to reincorporate him, and the way they did, I loved.
Perfect.
I loved the way they did. But
very clever.
We'll get to that later. I also love when you see the replay in Nebula's thing, you see fucking blood splurt out in the replay from his neck hole.
I never noticed that.
So I was like, oh my god, they decapitated someone.
You never see blood in a Marvel movie.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, it's a blue tint because
it's
Nebula's
goo.
replaying it. Yeah, exactly. It could be anything.
Yeah.
But the blood like spurts from his neck thing a bit, and I was like, that's so cool.
I did not see that.
When you go see it again, just keep an eye out. These are the things I'm going to be looking out for when I see it again.
I need a repeat watch because I seen it at midnight.
This movie warrants repeat watches.
3 hours of unpacking.
Yeah. So that leads to the title card. Avengers Endgame pops up, and then something unexpected happens. Even though the first half was pretty unexpected. 5 years later.
Now, there was a lot of talk that a lot of people assumed that maybe there'd be a time jump.
Yeah,
but a lot
6
of people,
months, a year.
A lot of people assumed a lot of things,
yeah,
you know? There was a lot of theories.
Yeah.
5 years later.
That's
it even comes up, doesn't it? Individually,
5 years later. Because you have that, like that has...
Just a gut punch.
Exactly.
Each time.
It's meant to weigh on you. This first half of the movie is meant to weigh on you. All these people were killed. And they haven't been able to do anything for 5 years. It is something that people were criticizing Infinity War for. They were like, when people come back, it will mean Infinity War had no consequences. No, there are 5 years worth of consequences that cannot be undone. Consequences that are good and bad. Tony Stark has a daughter,
which was beautiful. To see.
I love you 3000.
He's such a good dad.
He is a good dad.
I love you 3000.
Hey, in his first movie, he has sex with a reporter on the whim. You know. And by Endgame, he's a dad, and he's an awesome dad. When she's wearing the rescue helmet, it's like, oh, I'm making something for mommy, okay? You got to put it away.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. But that's a bit down the line. You have the meeting with Joe Russo, who's talking with Captain America.
In case anyone didn't realize that was a cameo.
That's the director.
I think everyone knows what Joe Russo looks like by now.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't know if it was Anthony or Joe. I will say.
I wouldn't know his first name.
Yeah.
I knew it was a Russo brother.
So did I. I knew it was one of the brothers. I didn't know which one.
I only said Joe because you said it. I didn't know that it was him.
It is Joe officially because I checked afterwards. But who is also now the first openly gay character in Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is cool. That's a cool thing. It's also one of those things where, you know, I don't know why they didn't do it earlier because it's a real simple thing that they have to do.
Yeah, it's small. He's not a big superhero or anything like that. He's just a character.
It's a nothing thing, you know? and it was just a nice touch to the whole thing. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even notice it. I actually didn't
even
notice it.
Yeah, you didn't even cop it the first.
Yeah, because when you said openly gay character, I was thinking, oh, did Valkyrie come out in this and I missed it? That's what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking of like a really small support, not even supporting role. Like
I was just listening to him, and he was talking about not being able to find someone, and then he said, and then I cried, and then he cried, and everything. And
I remember the scene and all.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
It just didn't even impact me. Like there's gay characters in here. If you watch the Flash TV series,
I know everyone's
gay.
Yeah.
Everyone.
If you were straight once, you have to be gay at least once in the show.
Exactly. It's 1 for 1 in that show.
Totally. But it was one of those. It was just a nice moment. You know, it means nothing to me. Probably means the world to someone else. You know.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the shot at the end with all the women of Marvel together, the one that we argue about.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't mean anything to me really, but it probably means the world to someone else, despite it being cheesy, as you said.
Extremely cheesy. I didn't like it.
Yeah, you didn't like it. Well, explain
I thought
why.
it was unnecessary.
Yes.
I just thought it was unnecessary. I wanted heroes fighting.
Yeah.
I would be fine with Wasp catching the Eye of Valkyrie and they go and help each other, like, hey, sisterhood or whatever. But there's around 8 to 10 of them, and just they all come together at one point, and it's such a moment. Like
it's very blatant.
It's extremely blatant. It couldn't be more blatant.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was very unnecessary. I wanted heroes of both sexes, just and fucking aliens or whatever, whoever's fighting. I just wanted everyone to be fighting.
Yeah.
I didn't want a big statement like that, and it was a big statement.
Not to put words in your mouth, but you think hopefully I'm getting it right. It's more divisive than inclusive to have put this definitive line of these are the women of Marvel.
These are the women.
I know exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like,
and I kind of agree with you on that.
It's like when the Ghostbusters the remake said it's only going to be women.
Yeah.
You're like, that's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
Let's just split it.
Yeah.
And I would have no problem with a bunch. I'd have no problem with 2 women, even 3 women, but it just seemed super blatant.
Or
blatant
even if there was like a running scene where all the women were fighting together, or it just cuts directly from all the women and they're passing the gauntlet to each other or something. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, neither of us are little girls. I think you can both see that. Everyone can see that.
I hope you can see that.
I hope you can tell that. Yeah, he has a beard. I'm more questionable. But
you're like 6'2" or some shit.
I could be a large lady, an Amazon, if you will. But it's one of those moments where little girls probably love it, you know?
Yeah,
and
true.
And it's
now I do think that a little girl will just love Valkyrie kicking the shit out of a ton of guys as well.
Where did she get the Pegasus? I don't care.
I don't care.
That was exactly what I thought. I saw it and I said, she didn't have that in the
Not in the realm of possibility. That's where...
In my head, I thought there might be a cut scene where there's like a deleted scene, because there's got to be a lot in
I'm sure there's a movie worth of deleted
There's got to be a scene where when they go to get Thor later in the movie, she might be brushing the Pegasus or something.
Maybe.
And that might have been, in my head, that's how you would have set that up. But
Doctor Strange getting all those people together and bringing them.
I know. That was just one of those questions I had where I was like, how did she get the Pegasus? I don't care.
I know.
Whatever.
Move on.
We'll move on. It's cool. I mean, all the team ups at the end were cool. Rescue.
So cool.
Rescue, who is Gwyneth Paltrow in the suit. Her character is Rescue. That's the suit. Normally in the comics, she actually doesn't have any weapons on it. She just has stuff to help people because she appreciates Tony's crusade, but she hates the fact that he's going out and harming people.
Well, rescue, it's in the name, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Really, it makes sense.
So she just builds a suit to help people.
The suit looks great. The blue.
Oh, awesome suit. It's sleek. It's cool. And when
because she's such a slender woman, like, and you really see it. It's such a different form, body shape compared to Robert Downey Jr.'s.
But it's still badass armor.
Oh yeah,
it's
of course.
Cool.
It looks cool.
And when the two of them are back to back at that one stage, he's doing the unibeam with this is just such a cool pose. And then he's just doing
the thumbnail right there.
And he's doing the unibeam and she's doing I think the lasers on her back or something.
Is it? Oh, also doesn't Spider-Man has great scenes with the spider legs.
Yeah, instant kill mode. Activate instant kill mode.
Yeah. What's he holding? Is he holding just the gauntlet? It is the gauntlet,
because they have this great thing in the final fight where it's keep away. We've gone way past doing point-to-point spoilers, but whatever.
Fuck it.
We're just going to get excited.
They have a rugby tag match pretty much. Tag rugby you play with the gauntlet.
There's a keep away thing where it starts off and it's Hawkeye. And Hawkeye has it, and he's running out of thing. And then Black
Yes,
Panther
because he
comes
runs
up.
from the basement.
He
Actually,
runs from the base away from those things.
Yeah.
A great scene. Really cool scene
Really
of him just
cool
fighting those
indeed,
things.
yeah.
And then there's that moment where he actually kills them all, but he turns around ready to kill them, and then he looks around, they're all dead. And you can see he kind of goes, oh, thank God. That's a really nice moment. And then the first person he passes to is Black Panther. He's like, give it to me.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's so good. And
Wakanda forever, and he's fucking bombs off.
bombs off, and he's getting.
I thought he wasn't going to pass it to anyone. I was just like, he's gone.
Yeah.
And then you see he gets tackled and shit like that.
Yeah, but they have those great moments where, like, especially if you watch Black Panther, you
Give
know.
it to me.
Yeah. He's like, give me the gauntlet. Oh, I love it. You do the Wakanda voice or
Me
whatever.
and my mates did a lot of this.
Yeah.
You know, just shoving each other with the elbow.
The Wakanda voice is just fucking. It's infectious.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
I can't do accents.
I love it. Yeah. Sorry. But he gets it, and especially if you watch the movie, it's really rewarding when you see his suit getting more and more purple, because you know that what it does, and then he finally gets to release it, and then he kind of gets tackled, and then I think Falcon gets it or something.
Is it Falcon next?
I think so. Someone flying
I
gets
do
it,
feel like Falcon gets it at one point.
and then Spider-Man gets it, and I think he has it the longest.
Yeah, because he actually gets tackled and remains with it.
Yeah.
And he's just holding it.
And this is after he's had that amazing reunion that nearly made me cry with Tony Stark.
I got choked up.
Oh, I did. He's like, oh, Mr. Stark, oh, we were on this thing, and then the wizard exploded. Oh, so good.
I had such heavy gulps. Just keep it together.
It's difficult. It is. And, you know, Tom Holland was the one who pushed for the extra long scene where he died.
In Infinity War,
Infinity War. And
he lived it pretty much, didn't he? He made it up on the spot.
Yeah, he did. And, you know, I really think that pays off here, you know?
Big time.
That extra long death scene makes their reunion even more special.
Also, you get to see Tony in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And he takes down the picture of them too earlier on in the movie.
It's crazy. That's
an emotional scene as well.
So good, because you know that he's not doing it for anyone else. He's trying to fix everything to save Peter.
Yes.
Yeah. And it
and I love the whole thing with the him and his daughter.
Yeah.
And him fixing time.
Yeah.
He knows that like his daughter might not be there when it comes back. It's this horrible.
It's the first thing he
conflict.
says. He says, "If we're doing this, we're not changing what happened."
Yes, exactly.
We're bringing everyone back, but we're not changing.
He's one of the only characters, if not the only character, that's in a good place.
Totally.
Because there's no conflict anymore.
Yeah. Well, when Scott comes back, by the way, did you notice the two? Did you watch Community?
I did watch Community.
Yeah, it's one of the first shows that the Russos worked on. They did a few episodes of Community. Did you notice the two cameos from Community in it?
I've noticed the one in Winter Soldier.
Yeah, obviously.
Where it's
Ahmed. I don't know the
Abed.
I don't know the.
Try an Abed in the morning.
I love that. I was gonna be. Is Donald Glover gonna make a cameo? And then I went, oh wait, he's already in Spider-Man. Anyway, Ken Jeong, Mr. Chow, is the guy running the thing.
Yes, I did know, of course. Yeah.
He doesn't say anything, which I thought was weird. I thought he was going to say something.
Where is he in it? I remember seeing Chow in it, but I can't remember.
It's where they have the lockup of all the stuff from Dusted People.
Of course, the security guard. And he lets him out. Yeah.
And then...
and he's kind of just looking at him, and then afterwards...
He's a mustache on, and it's just it's stupid. And he has the trolley and everything. By the way, when he reunites with his daughter, it's a great moment.
Beautiful scene. Because you're like, that is his daughter, right?
Well, we're all sitting there expecting it to be like, oh, she's dead, she's gone, she's dusted, and then
the mother obviously.
Mother's gone, obviously, but then she's alive, and you see you see his name on it, not hers. It's a great moment when they reunite. That's an emotional moment at the beginning. Where he's like, "You've gotten so big," and everything.
Oh, when he's checking for his daughter's name at that memorial,
rough.
That's a brilliant scene.
That memorial is.
I need to see this movie again.
Same. I need to see it again. I'm
popping boners everywhere, boners everywhere. Just talking about this.
Yeah, but and then he has the great reunion with the Wasp at the battle, and the two of them are together, and
they don't even have time to really do
They don't even say anything. They just look at each other and they smile, and then Cap says, "You know, do something," and then the Wasp goes, "No problem, Captain America," and he kind of looks at her and he goes. Almost like to say it's pretty fucking cool, isn't it? And she's like, yeah, and he is great as Giant Man.
When he comes out of the building,
yes. Not only that, but when he fucking stomps on someone, he just fucking stomps them into the ground. I never thought I'd see that. It's brutal.
Yeah, I didn't realize Paul Rudd would get so much screen time in this whole movie.
Is amazing in this. His comedic sensibilities and even his dramatic sensibilities are really good.
But this is the first time really where he got to flex those dramatic muscles when he meets his daughter or when he's checking for her name. That's the most intense I've seen him in the Marvel universe. Even though he's always fighting for his daughter, and like that's the whole thing, his whole shtick in the first two movies. He's never that emotional the way you see him in that.
He's just great throughout this whole movie. Like,
where's Michael Pena in all this?
I don't know.
I need to know.
He's recapping it for someone.
Yes, exactly.
I can't wait.
He's doing his own spoiler.
I can't wait for the next Ant-Man. You know Michael Pena's going to recap Endgame.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be great. But I love... There's so many great Paul Rudd moments. The taco moment, where the taco...
You remember so much more than I do.
I remember it all. When the ship comes down and Paul Rudd's trying to eat a taco and it flies out, and then War Machine lands and he's like, "Hello, regular size man." And then Hulk comes up holding the two tacos in his huge hands and he just hands him the two. Just so nonplussed. It's great. They do a really good job of like everything the Hulk for. It's the opposite of that. When he's doing the fake smashing and everything, he's ripping his shirt off.
That is brilliant. And he's just throwing a carrot.
Yeah. He's like, it's so gratuitous. And then, but then when you get a flashback to old Hulk, it's great as well. Hulk hates stairs. It's great. By the way, did you notice the homage to Back to the Future in that?
Which one? They mentioned Back to the Future.
So, how Marty McFly loses the sports almanac is someone opens a door and it hits him and he drops the almanac and someone else gets it or whatever. Tony Stark loses the Tesseract because Hulk smashes open the door, drops the Tesseract.
Oh, brilliant.
That's awesome, isn't
that's
it?
so good.
That's real inside baseball as well. Like, if you weren't looking for that, you wouldn't know.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
Do you feel when they go back in time, we're almost watching a behind the scenes
totally
documentary in a way? Because you're seeing it from different angles and you're hearing different words. Even when they put the muzzle... The kind of sci-fi Asgardian muzzle. We never seen him put it on because like Loki starts melting off again. He puts
turns
it on.
into Captain America.
I feel like I'm seeing bonus shit that I never seen before.
Totally, it's great.
And the Hulk hates stairs. I was like, oh, this happened, but we haven't seen it.
Well, they even have that moment where they're all standing around him, and you can hear someone say, "Are we going to stand around posing all day, or are we going to arrest this guy?" It's great. Yeah. And then you find out Tilda Swinton, the Ancient One, was fighting people in the battle.
Yes, that's so cool. I think you see one or two other people as well. Like, oh no, you just see loads of sorcerers.
Yeah,
don't you? You see loads of them.
That's the final battle, isn't it?
No, but do you not see sorcerers? And she's up on the rooftop, and there's a few sorcerers fighting in that battle.
I thought it was just her, but maybe I missed it.
I'm nearly sure that there's a few sorcerers fighting and she's up there helping them.
Well, she's on the roof basically, and then that's another great scene because they've already done a great job of explaining time travel in both a funny and like an interesting way in this movie, and they established the rules really well, but then they have this great scene where it's explained even further. And then, Bruce Banner gets his moment where he's like, no, if you do this and whatever. And then you get it and you get what the movie's talking about. And then she has another great moment. Doctor Strange is awesome. His movie is great. I really love his movie.
I don't love his movie.
I really like it.
But I like it.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but I do really like it. And I really want to take some drugs and watch it.
Yeah.
I really do.
Definitely. When it's legal.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And the movie or the drugs? Well, I'd love to drop some acid.
Yeah.
And watch that.
Can you imagine?
Just like it's that or Inception. No, I feel like Inception would give me a bad run.
A bit more freaky. Yeah, a lot of terrible
bad
stuff.
Trip where
she commits suicide in Inception.
Yeah.
When his wife.
Fuck, yeah.
Marion fuck you up.
Cotillard or Cotillard?
Cotillard.
I think that's something like that. Anyway, yeah. French.
Cottage Yard.
Yeah.
But
beautiful woman.
She is. But Doctor Strange in Infinity War in this movie is awesome. When Tilda Swinton, when
he doesn't have much though in it.
Yeah, no, he doesn't, but he doesn't need it. His presence is felt, especially with Tilda Swinton. Oh, I love that.
That's my favorite scene of his in the whole thing.
Yeah,
when he just gives that.
Well,
this is the one.
He has the brief moments where Tony comes up to him, hey, and he's almost confrontational. He's like, "You told me there was only one ending. Is this it?" And he was like, "If I tell," in his weird if I tell you, it won't happen. And then he goes off and he stops the water coming in. Really cool. I was like, how can they give me another cool Doctor Strange fight when I just saw the best one in the last movie?
Well, Infinity War was when I liked Doctor Strange, but as I said, I didn't love it.
Yeah.
But he never looked that powerful when he was fighting Thanos. When he splits off into like a million Doctor Stranges, I thought it was super cool. Or when
Yeah.
he has, and then they all throw the
lassos.
Yeah, the lassos. That's it. Yeah, I was
yeah.
gonna say whip, but like those red lassos,
Yeah,
and then
they
they're
have
holding him there, and he
he's
holds
like,
them for a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
again,
that's
another cool moments. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has the one. But even his presence felt what Tilda Swinton's like, where he's like, if this wasn't supposed to if this is a fixed thing, then why did Strange give him the stone? And she like stops immediately.
Yes, so the amount of faith that she has in Doctor Strange, and this is before she even met.
Yeah, and she even
Stephen
says
Strange.
she's like, you're 5 years too early. He becomes a sorcerer, so she knows the future. Oh,
I love that.
so
And when
good.
she analyzes the information, then she's like, "Oh, well, then here you
fucking
go."
take it, Jesus.
Yeah.
And she hides it the exact same way Strange hides it. Did you know that?
What does she? Oh, she puts
So she
it in the.
no, she has it on her chest, but she reaches behind his ear and she pulls it out like this. It's not in here.
Right.
That's where
yeah.
Strange hides it in the movie because
Yeah,
Thanos
as a star, and he takes it down. Yeah.
Thanos gets a hold of it and he crushes it, and then he's like, it's not in there, and then he fights Tony Stark and he's about to kill Stark, and then Strange does the exact same thing and makes it appear. It's so cool.
And
I love
what's
those.
so cool is the connection that here actually when I was watching Infinity War, I seen a double bill. I think I said on another episode, but on this one, so I seen them back to back in the cinema. The pop when he says to Stark,
Yeah.
"We're in the end game now."
Oh,
The pop of the crowd is just like, "Oh!"
that must have been good.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, shut up. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty decent. But I had seen that movie, so I didn't mind missing another line of dialogue.
Yeah.
because
So-
people were freaking out.
So New York has like some of the best time travel moments. Cap in New York has one of my favorite moments in the MCU.
Cap versus Cap.
Cap versus Cap, but even before that, Cap in the elevator. This is
Oh my god,
this
that's
is yeah, this
one
is
of the best lines in the movie.
This is what I was talking about in the non-spoiler review, where they say they give you everything you want, but they subvert it. They not only give you what you want, but they give you something better, or at least a twist on it that you weren't expecting.
I was not expecting that. I was like, they're about to throw down again.
Yeah, Cap in the elevator. You're like, it's the same scene again, and your big stupid smile on your face.
I love that film, and that scene is
That's-
probably my favorite.
That scene is
in the film.
Is one of the best scenes. I could cite it as one of the best Marvel fight scenes in the whole thing.
What is the line? If anyone wants to get off now, or something like that.
It's before we get started. Does anyone want to get out?
Yeah.
Does anyone want to get out? And then one of them just reaches back and it just fucking starts. Yeah.
So good.
But then you see all the Hydra people, even the Hydra people coming back. That's awesome.
Frank Grillo.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see Frank Grillo and that agent, the bald, tanned agent that's in everything.
And then they're talking to the secretary, who is the judge in Iron Man 2, who you find out is a member of Hydra and Winter Soldier and everything.
Oh, he's the guy who puts the pin on him, is it? That dude?
Yeah, exactly.
With the weird blowjob lips.
I can't think of his name. He's a very famous comedian.
Is he?
Really famous. Yeah, he's good. He was... I won't get into it now because I'll be talking about him forever, but he's very famous. I can't think of his name. He died a few years back. But yeah, and he just turns to them, and I never thought I'd be so happy to hear Cap say, "Hell Hydra." Can you imagine?
The pop that the cinema got when I was in there.
Oh, it was movie boners, honestly.
Oh, man. Boom, boom, popping everywhere.
Can you imagine?
Every nerd in there, including me.
And then he turns around and he fucking laughs at them because he knows he laughs at them because he knows they're such idiots.
And like Frank Grillo's just like, yeah, okay, cool, man. Cool.
The face on them when Captain America turns and says, "Hell Hydra." Oh, it's so cool.
We got this guy on our team.
So cool. I love it.
And then he comes out and he sees himself. And I love how he's disgusted by his own aura. Like his whole good guy.
Well, yeah.
Well, now we're seeing a weathered Captain America as well.
You're watching
like,
the fallen.
Probably
you're watching
curses.
Yeah. Well, you're watching the
frigate.
You're watching the Patriot versus the fallen soldier. You know, this
yeah.
Captain America knows the truth about everything, and one of the interesting things about Captain America is he doesn't have a character arc. He is always himself. He always does what's right. Yeah. And he knows what is right and wrong inherently in him. Not like Captain Marvel.
To a fault as well.
To a fault, he knows what's right and wrong. Not like Captain Marvel, where she just knows she's right.
She's right. Exactly. That's it.
He knows what is inherently right and what is inherently wrong, and he won't stand for something that's wrong. And what's cool is the world has to change to fit how Cap sees right and wrong. That's what's cool about the movies.
Yeah.
Is the world changes around him and he makes people better, whereas he is a constant. So that's why he's one of my favorite characters, because he doesn't have a character
And
arc.
he's counseling people.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the start of Endgame.
Someone pointed out.
Well, not the start, but
Yeah, early on, after the 5-year jump. Yeah. Someone pointed out that if you had to have one Avenger as your friend, Cap is the best one. Cap visits Peggy when she has Alzheimer's and has forgotten who he is. And you even see the scene where she's like, "Oh my God, Steve, you're alive."
And he's still in love with her.
He's still in love with her, and he
brilliant.
visits her every day. And clearly, this isn't the first time she's forgotten him.
Of course, yeah.
And then he is the one who is out there counseling people. And then he sees himself, his younger self. And then when he's like,
embarrassed. I love it. He's just like,
I could do this all day.
Yeah,
I know. I also love the bit where Paul Rudd is on the shoulder of Iron Man, and he's like, "Those are the good guys. Well, they're the bad guys actually, but we didn't know it at the time." And Paul Rudd's like,
Yeah.
"You didn't know it? Those guys look like bad guys."
yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's great. And then there's the stuff on Morag where the Power Stone is, and you get to see Peter Quill's dance, but.
Oh, that is so good. Where
That's
he's singing
Yeah.
terribly.
Yeah,
Yes, I love that. That is so good.
Not only do you see that, but you get the scene in the Guardians. You actually hear the music starting in the background, and you know exactly where you're going.
Yeah.
And then you see him doing the dance, and you're like, "Oh, I fucking love Guardians." And then it cuts to them, and you're like, "Oh my God, this is great."
Yeah, it's so lame. Like
Yeah.
him just dancing and singing out of tune.
Yeah, and then War Machine goes, "Oh, I get it. He's an idiot." She's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah." And then they just knock him out one punch or something.
Gone.
It's great, and then how they work Thanos into this is great as well.
Also, the Gamora relationship is going to be very interesting in Guardians 3.
Very interesting.
The way they leave off. I know we're jumping all around the place, but
Yeah,
Jesus,
sorry.
we're already 40 minutes in anyway. So,
Probably cut this short soon enough.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
But where are they going to go? As Guardians of the Galaxy, I love that Thor is a part of them as well.
Amazing.
I'm wondering if this is a part of James Gunn's script.
I think James Gunn's script was probably something along the lines of Finding Gamora. I'd say he always knew that him and the Russos, I know, worked together quite closely.
And on Infinity War, he was on set for some of the
He was on set
scenes.
for a lot of it. He was making sure that the Guardians dialogue and everything was...
Yeah, he helped out.
Yeah.
So surely then both scripts would have been like, maybe they're still refining, say, the script for Endgame.
Yeah.
But the whole story is pretty much there. Like the ending is pretty much there.
I'd say they came to James Gunn and they were like, "Listen, for Infinity War, we are thinking about the Soul Stone, and this is what we kind of want to do."
Yeah.
And he probably went, "That's really cool. I can definitely fit that into my script or whatever. Figure something out."
But it looks now like Gamora's back, though. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
so she's just...
So that's interesting.
She's early Gamora again. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. It's some of the time travel stuff that I have had to figure out myself. So what I'm imagining is Tony's is Hulk snap brought everyone back.
Yeah.
Tony's snap reset everything so that Thanos went back to where he was supposed to, and all his army or whatever, and maybe forgot what happened, or maybe he just killed them all. I'm not too sure, but I don't know how he left Gamora. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how he knew not to send Gamora back, or how he could pick, because he never met Gamora, you know?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
It's an interesting point or whatever. Cool. What was I talking about?
Oh, fuck.
Time travel bits?
We were talking about Gamora.
Gamora, yeah. It's going to be interesting anyway. I'm excited to see what the next... I was already excited for Guardians. Then it's going to be... They've brought Gamora back somehow. And Thor. Fat Thor, hopefully.
Fat Thor.
Hopefully.
I hope that both of them are trying to lose weight. Peter Quill and Thor.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to be bros by the end of it? They're going to be like broskies.
Totally.
They're going to be... and like Gamora will fall in love again with Peter Quill.
Yeah.
But
Thor
she's
will
going to
leave.
hate the bromance. It's going to be ridiculous.
That's brilliant. I think you hit it on the head there. Whereas originally Peter Quill was jealous because, like, on Infinity War she's feeling his muscles and they're like made of like guitar. and then she's gonna be almost jealous of the bromance he develops with Thor. Oh, that's gonna be great.
And Peter Quill can now let his guard down because he's Fat Thor.
Yeah. Also, like, I mean, I am so on board to see more Thor. You know, I never thought I would say that.
Yeah, I know. After Thor Ragnarok, I want to see. The only thing is, like, there was loads of talk of Taika Waititi saying he wants to come back.
Yeah.
And Chris Hemsworth wants Taika to come back and do another one.
I think Chris Hemsworth has said, as long as the scripts are good, he will keep coming back and doing Thor.
But the only thing is, if he's in Guardians now, I don't know how they're gonna work that. Is he finished doing solo movies?
No, I think there'll be a Thor 4.
Do you think so?
Definitely. Or maybe he'll
be the first character to get a fourth movie.
Or maybe they'll call it Asgard. But that doesn't I mean, we
got Valkyrie, we got Korg, and we got Thor.
And Thor.
Well, Meek is just there.
Yeah, so he's a very important part.
They're the characters at the moment, really, that we know that are in Asgard that they can work with.
Yeah. So
Korg was great.
Korg was great. Oh, sit down. Have the Wi-Fi.
The pop as well in the cinema when we were all like, Korg's alive.
Yeah.
He's fucking alive.
Yeah. Not only is he alive, he's living a life. He's having a great time. Him and Meek and Thor.
When he gets Thor to give out to the guy online.
Noob Slayer 51 is on tour. He's like, give him here. Oh, I love it. There's so many great moments. We're just gushing about it. There's no real structure to this, but go see the movie.
Well, Iron Man dying, though, we didn't really cover it properly.
Did we talk in this version about Cap wielding Mjolnir?
I'm not sure.
Cap wields Mjolnir, and it's worth the price of admission just for that.
It is epic.
Arguably one of just that space of time.
I need to see this movie again.
So do
I'm after selling myself, and you've sold it to me as well multiple times in this episode.
He does this move where he strikes along the ground with Mjolnir, and lightning shoots up at Thanos, and he does another thing where he throws it, it comes back, and he hits it with the shield, and it goes again.
When he hits it with the ricochet with the shield.
Oh, so good.
Double Cap. Fucking hell.
By the way, when
movie boner. Boom, movie boner.
When Cap is fighting Thanos, I'm like, Cap is not only holding his own, he is fucking Thanos up.
Yeah, he is.
He is destroying him. Everyone has a moment. Everyone who fights Thanos has a moment. Scarlet Witch, awesome fight against Thanos.
Really
awesome.
Good.
And again, she's a very powerful female character, you know. But I don't.
She has her own. She has weaknesses.
She has weaknesses, and also her fight against Thanos is earned. Because he obviously took away the one person
when
she loves.
She sees him, the fury in her eyes, like I'm gonna fucking
especially with her powers, they're so like they're already red and mystical and everything. So when they're when you see them used in anger, it's just a good scene. Again, you get more of this, you know. It's all the chest muscles just rippling and everything.
Also, you don't see Vision. I thought he might be somewhere in the time. Jumping around.
I think that's great as well. It's a really
he's dead.
It's a good move. It is. Now, whatever happens in the TV show, you know, whatever.
It's going to be set in the 1950s. They're saying.
I saw that. I'm interested to see.
I wonder
what's
how that's
going to
work.
Well, I need to read the Vision comics. I might read the one that it's based on. Before.
Do you think he can time travel?
No, but there's an element in the Vision family where there's pictures of them sort of like in the 1950s like garb or whatever, like Vision has a sweater vest on and the family are kind of dressed.
That's the teaser that you showed.
Yeah, I figured.
At the whatever Disney Plus summit or whatever convention.
Apparently in that storyline he's trying to get Scarlet Witch back. So I think it's the opposite where now she's trying to get Vision back. So that's what it's going to be. So I'm interested to see. I might read that comic book run and see. It's written by the guy who wrote Mr. Miracle.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, who is not doing a very good Batman run.
Right.
Or a very good DC event. But Mr. Miracle is great and the Vision comic is great. That's a side note, though.
We should talk about Falcon is now Captain America.
We should, yeah.
And also Captain America's ending is beautiful.
It's amazing. It's not something that made me cry. I was just proud.
I wasn't. No, Iron Man. Holy fuck! Like I was swallowing golf balls. Like I was.
Yeah, I interrupted you when we were talking about that. But yes, Iron Man's death.
When you remember when he says I am Iron Man, the minute he starts saying that sentence, I was like, he's gone. Yeah. That's it. He's gone.
That's it. He's dead.
And we were speaking now in the car before we came here to do the podcast about him comatose and he's looking through Pepper and just hits me in the feels and then some.
His death scene is unlike a death scene I've ever seen in a movie before. Because you know when someone's gravely injured, what happens? One person runs down and it's like, I need you to tell my wife, you know, all this stuff.
As Deadpool 2 makes fun of it, where he has around 15 minutes of dialogue afterwards.
Yeah, and they're talking in a normal voice.
Yeah.
You can tell all of his strength is gone. He is just sitting there, and he can barely move his head, and you can tell he wants to hug Peter and say, "You did good, okay?"
And he's not even crying.
He's not. He can't do anything.
His body's shutting down, just like his suit.
He's trying to speak, and you can. It's just more than a whisper. It's. I don't even know what he's saying.
I don't know. I'd have to see it again.
And then, this is another bit that I just love. It's contextual sound. You know, it's one of the things that they do in movies where you feel like you're in it. So, for example, when Tony talks to Friday, it sounds like Friday is talking to you in your ear.
Yeah.
But when Pepper talks to Friday, it's clearly coming from Tony's suit.
Yes.
Which is really interesting. So it puts
We're completely out of the Iron Man suit now.
We're out of Iron Man's suit, and we are right next to Pepper as Tony's dying. You are hearing everything that she hears. You know, it really puts you right next to the dying Tony Stark, and you just hear it. She's like, and she's like, "What's the suit status, Friday?" And Friday's like, "Suit status is critical," or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And then the light goes out, and the funeral scene.
It's perfect death.
It is.
It is an absolute perfect death.
I'm really sad Iron Man is dead, but not for bad reasons.
Yeah, and also I'm sad but so happy he died, because it made the movie amazing. Like, it really did. Without that, like, it was going to be a great movie without that death, but that makes Thanos so much more formidable as a villain, and it just makes the whole 2 films, Infinity War, the whole 22 films, mean so much more.
Same with Black Widow's death, you know?
Yes, obviously Black Widow, people aren't as invested as
I thought she
Tony
was great
Stark.
in this movie.
I always like Black Widow.
I've always liked,
like, a lot of people don't like Black Widow, or at least they're just not that interested in Black Widow. Ever since Age of Ultron, where they showed glimpses of her past.
Yeah.
Because I don't know much about the comic book character, like her past or anything like that. I don't know the history of Agent Romanoff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
And
when you know celebrity names, I know stupid characters' names.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Wanda Maximoff, that's Scarlet Witch's name.
Wanda Maximoff.
Anyway, keep going.
I forgot.
You like Black Widow even in Age of Ultron?
Well, ever since Age of Ultron, I really, I was on her side so much.
I've never
better.
disliked her. I liked her in Winter Soldier. I liked her in Civil War.
Yes,
I've always
Winter
really
Soldier,
liked her, but this movie, I think she really shone. When she's sitting down, she's eating the sandwich, and they're like, and she's trying to be Nick Fury.
Yeah, she's Nick Fury. Exactly.
She's trying to organize everything.
Really struggling.
Yeah, and then just the tears. Like, you really feel that, like, this is a woman who...
She's not a leader. You know that way? Like, I don't think she wants to be a leader either. No. Like, she doesn't want to be in this position at all. And
she's a spy.
She's just thrown into this position, and she's doing the best she can. Yeah. And you can see the struggle with every beat of this of that whole
She has been
storyline.
through so much, and someone took her family away from her. And that's why she obviously kills herself in the end, you know, because if her family comes back, like, her getting her family back is when all the Avengers come back. I know I can't help it. Her coming back is all the Avengers coming back, but she knows that she knows if Hawkeye dies, not everyone's getting their family back.
Yeah.
When his family come back, there'll be one missing.
Yeah, he has a legitimate family.
She knows. Wife and kids. She knows that the only family that can take the loss of one of its members is the Avengers. Yeah. So it's fucking great. I know you say that scene, it's got one beat too many to it.
Yeah, to me, I just didn't want them to stop and start, I save you, you save me thing. I did like it, the first one. Yeah. But I almost just wanted her to stop him. Mm-hmm. I thought she was just going to taser him and go for it. Yeah. Or he starts running, boom, taser, and jump off. Mm-hmm. But I still really enjoyed the scene, and it was so impactful. But I still thought, I was like, oh my God, fucking come on.
I didn't have a problem with it, and I actually liked how much of a struggle it was for both of them to try and commit suicide.
Yeah, but and in the end, it's actually just Hawkeye can't hold on any longer. Like, he can't save her.
Not only that, she kicks off.
Oh, she does, yeah. But she is slipping, like, he is struggling. Yeah. Like, he's not going to save her. Like,
she has attached the rope to him, so he is already tethered up there. So if he falls, she falls as well. So it's only him getting out of there.
Yes.
And then she's like, it's okay, Clint. And she kicks off or whatever.
And that music that Gamora played with Gamora.
It's exactly.
I love that team.
Yeah, it's called Sacrifice.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's just like the trauma team. That's what it should be called.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the Thanos Carnage team.
Yeah.
And when Hawkeye wakes up in the water, just the way Thanos
it's
did.
exactly the same.
It's beautiful.
Beat for beat. I love it. So good.
Yeah.
We should wrap up by just talking about the ending again. Tony Stark's funeral is amazing and heartbreaking in the same thing.
Did you think he was narrating the way he narrates Iron Man 3 at first when he starts speaking?
Oh, when he's talking to Bruce Banner, technically?
I thought he was speaking to the audience, and I wasn't against it.
Yeah.
And then when I seen it was the hologram or whatever, it was a hologram, wasn't it?
Well, that's how they'll bring him back. You know, if they ever want him back, they can say he made an AI of himself.
Yeah, it's kind of like Superman's
dad, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, dad, the Fortress of Solitude and all like that. Zor-El, that's it. Yeah,
Zor-El. Yeah. Played by Marlon Brando in the original movies.
Yeah, where they had to supposedly write down the dialogue and props because he didn't give a shit.
I mean, that's how they bring him back, but I don't think that diminishes his death at all because he died.
Oh, he died. Then some.
Yeah.
And I don't even think if they do bring him back as an AI, it will be very seldom that you'll see him.
Definitely.
You know, it will be just very small, and it might not even be for a while.
It'll either be when they do another Iron Man movie and his daughter is Iron Man, or it'll be in a Spider-Man movie when maybe Peter becomes more involved in Iron Man's company, and then all of a sudden he finds this protocol and it's like I don't know, Tony Stark AI or something like that.
Yeah,
it's called Jarvis 2.0.
Jarvis 2.0,
and it's Tony.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
Yeah, but
there'd be like something password and then it'd be software upgrade, and you'd be like, oh, what's this? And he'll put it in, and
it's Tony.
And it'd be like if the password would be like I love you 3000 or 3000 or something.
I
love that line.
I love you 3000.
I love you 3000.
And then
such a playful, childish line.
Totally.
That has so much weight by the end.
And then his and then him just going to Pepper, she's like, just letting you know, she loves me 3000. She says she only loves you like 700-800. So I love that. It's so good.
It's so Tony.
It totally is.
He's rubbing in the love of his daughter into his wife. Yeah. Like, it's so funny.
And then when he's with his daughter Eve, and he's like, tell me a story, and he's like, there's a little girl who went to bed and she fell asleep. She's like, that's not a story. And he's like, behave or I'll sell all your toys. It's awesome.
It just shows you back to Iron Man 3.
Yeah
his interactions with that kid.
Yeah, who's at his funeral.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Ty Simpkins, I think is his name.
I think you're right. You didn't recognize him.
I didn't recognize him. Now, I was like, who the fuck's that guy?
Yeah.
Who's the lone kid? Because he's not with anyone. And the camera really pans over him. You really see him. And then I read up later that it's him. He just looks a lot different because it's 6 years later from that movie.
Well, my final thoughts on the movie, I think, are encapsulated in one scene that happens in the funeral. And it's the scene I came closest to crying on. And it's when Happy, Jon Favreau, the director of the first Iron Man movie, has Tony's daughter in his arms, and he's like, can I get you anything, kiddo? And she's like, I want a cheeseburger. I was so close to crying when she said that.
And explain.
And then Jon Favreau says, I'll get you as many cheeseburgers as you want. When Tony Stark escapes from the cave and he's in the plane with Rhodey,
in Iron Man 1.
In Iron Man 1, when Rhodey says, how was the fun, V? When he picks him up or whatever. And then he flies down and he sees Happy. And the first thing he says is, I want a cheeseburger. And Happy says, I'll get you all the cheeseburgers you want. To see the director of Iron Man 1 talk with Tony Stark's daughter.
Yes.
22 movies in, 11 years later, and to have a line about a cheeseburger be one of the most heartbreaking moments I've ever seen. It just sums up this movie so much. Captain America is my favorite Avenger, but Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., all of that means so much to me, and it was just amazing. I love it. I'm getting emotional now thinking about it.
It was Tony's baby in many ways. The whole Robert Downey Jr. is the godfather of the Marvel universe, and he always will be.
Phase 1 is his story. Not Phase 1. Whatever this is called, the Thanos saga, the Infinity Stone saga.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that sounds good.
Whatever it's called, that is Tony Stark's story.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's the only one I'd want to see, you know?
Yeah.
I love it. And then even after the credits, where they have all the signatures and the fucking Avengers theme kicks in when the 6 Avengers come on. Oh, there was whoops for that. Oh, it was so good. And then the last one.
The last thing at the end, the hammering of him hammering the suit in the cave.
In the cave, he's building his suit.
Beautiful.
Cyclical. It all comes back round. He's just building that suit again. It's great. I loved it. What about you? What's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is I need to see this movie again.
Do you want to come tomorrow?
I don't think I can come tomorrow.
No? Okay then. Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Unless I can bring Rita with me.
No.
Girlfriend. It's a girlfriend free zone.
It's not possible. Yeah. I might cry, so
I might cry too, and I'd be just like, oh, I'm allergic to emotion.
I wouldn't be surprised if the second time I see it is when I cry.
You'll be anticipating it, and you'll be like, yeah, keep it together, man. And then you're like, fuck.
I don't know. I might be living it more though. That's what happened with.
Because now it's so definitive. You know, I know it's so definitive. You know, this is the last chapter of Tony. You know.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. My brother and my dad saw it today. My youngest brother. Right. I can't wait to go home and see what they thought of it.
But now your dad had spoilers.
My dad. I have 2 brothers, a middle brother and a youngest brother. The middle brother saw it before me, and he came home, and my dad asked him to spoil the whole thing for me, so he did. So I'm interested to see what their takes on it were. But
that'll take the emotional impact though out of it a bit, you know, the sting.
Yeah. But anyway, your final thoughts were you need to see this movie again.
I do. I love it.
My final thoughts were I want a cheeseburger. Sorry, I interrupted you. What were we going to say? You love it?
Nothing relevant.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. But I hope you enjoyed this bonus episode of Straight to Series.
Yeah, it's fun. And we might do it again if we have another big film.
Yeah.
Hopefully now it won't be as long now. Like, come on, Avengers is 3 hours of chaos.
Yeah, we're cutting this short because it's getting late and...
We have talked about this movie for at least an hour before the first podcast, 40 minutes on the podcast.
Yeah.
During our break between the first podcast and this podcast, and now we've spoken for another hour about this movie. And when I see you on Wednesday in work, we will speak about it more.
We'll speak about it again. I got a text off a few people in work who'd seen it.
Oh,
and they were telling me how many times they cried and everything.
Oh, brilliant. So, who's seen it?
Yeah, Anne-Marie saw it.
Anne-Marie seen it, I'd say... I wonder if Rory's seen it. Oh, I'm not even sure if Rory's really into it.
Yeah. Well,
I'll give Rory a shout out though, because he's always going on about getting a shout out.
Because I saw this one with my friends, and then I'd seen Suicide Squad with Rory, Gav, and the other guy who was there. Dale, Rory, Gav, Dale, and Aaron. We saw Suicide Squad together, and I was worried that I might have a similar experience where it might be a bad movie that I ended up
with a good audience,
and like being with mates and everything, but it wasn't. It was a good movie with
all around
a good movie with good friends.
And on that note, bye.
Fuck you. We should edge
it out. Let's get cheeseburgers.
We should edge it out. Yeah. Do you want to get a cheeseburger?
Yeah, sure. Let's get cheeseburgers.
Okay, cool.
Bye. Why are we walking off? We're doing a walk off. I like it. That should be our new thing.